Greetings, I'm Demonac, and I don't have time for this sh**. This is the series where I play some of the many games on my computer that I just do not have time for. And today it is CardHunter. CardHunter is a free-to-play game. It used to be a browser game, but it's now come to Steam. It still recognizes my old account, so I've got all my stuff. And they have a brand new and looks a little bit weird expansion that they have added in. So let's go right into the campaign. I'll show you how it works. CardHunter it's like a miniatures combat game mixed with major CCG elements and some really brilliant sort of just concepts that they've put in. So just briefly take a look at my party. You have a party of 3 characters. There are different classes you can choose, and they have some different things. I have some spare characters who are not in my party, but here's my party. We've got a dwarven fighter, an elven mage, and a human cleric. I mean, you've got the 3 different races and 3 different classes that you can use. But here's the thing. It's a collectible card game, right? So all my abilities are cards, and like every turn of the miniatures combat, you get a handful of cards. At the end of the turn, you have to discard down to 2 cards if you had any left. They do different things, like in order to move, you need to play a card. One of these blue cards, I'm assuming it's blue, I'm colorblind. The blue card is move. This one's just like move 3. It's a very exciting card. You can also play attacks. Here. There's an attack. It has damage. It has range. It has abilities. In this case, it knocks the enemy back 1. That's a very powerful attack. This one is a hybrid move and attack card. You can tell from the colors, and you get to move 2 spaces immediately, and then you make an attack with 4 damage, range 1. And you can use that to move and then not attack something. But here's the thing. Your collection isn't made up of cards. You build your deck, you build the cards for each character by their equipment. So this pair of boots gives me these 3 cards. Gives me a crappy walk and 2 good pieces of armor. I could switch it out for another set of boots, which would, like this one, would instead give me a 3-space move, so it's faster, that doesn't count as an action. So I could play this and then immediately play an attack or something else. A trait, which is cards that you don't have to play. When you get them in your hand, they just immediately activate. This one makes you hard to move by enemy stuff. And pretty decent armor. And it would swap out all 3 of those cards for the ones that are in here. So you see, it's brilliant from game design point of view, because if you make 100 cards, you could make easily 1,000 different items that contain combinations of those cards, right? Some of these one item can have multiple copies of the same card. This shield is just 3 copies of missile block. I could get another shield that is 2 copies of missile block and something worse. There would be like a common shield maybe. Sometimes you get items that have drawback cards. No one would ever play a card that... do I have one on here? Yeah, slowed. Here's a trait. When you draw this card, it slows down your character, and you have to make a die roll every turn to get rid of it. Basically, you would never put that card in your deck. But I will play an item that has that card because it has 2 other cards that I do want in my deck. In this case, the leadership one lets the rest of my team, so the other 2 characters, discard up to 2 cards and then redraw those cards. Yeah, it is cool. So that just helped me change up what my team is doing. So you've got 3 characters. The different classes have somewhat different sets of equipment slots. There are other requirements. They have level minimums. My character's at the maximum level before the expansion, which is 18. It looks like the maximum level now is 20 or higher. And as they leveled up, they gained these power tokens as well, so I've got to manage that, because I can only have, 4 of these major power tokens and 4 of these minor power tokens in use. So if I want to, I'm using these uncommon boots, I could switch, or just uncommon amulets, sorry, you know what I mean. I could swap it out, I have better amulets, but these ones take power things and whatever, it's a really smart system. I like it. It's very cool. Their monetization is maybe a little bit too friendly. They hope to make money by having you join. There's a subscription thing, or you can buy like in-game currency, but there's a subscription thing where if you join it, every time you get treasure, you will get a little bit more treasure. There's a story mode. It's not so much of a story as just like kidding around.
Yes.
Yeah. This set comes with a fully equipped pre-built party that you can use instead of your regular campaign party, if you like. See, because they just released this game on Steam, so potentially you might not have a party that you've leveled up. You might want to use the custom party, or the pre-built party, just to start at the expansion, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if you lost your old account information, or if you've never played. Based on where you are in the campaign, you could probably just use your regular party, though. Would you like to use the pre-built party, or just put them in your inactive roster? Make inactive. And use my real party, obviously. So, they have a storyline that's like the Dungeon Masters, because the idea is, it's a miniatures-based combat game, with those, where you build your characters as a CCG with the item thing, and the theme is that it's an old-school RPG type game. So let's see, this place, I don't have any alternate objectives for it yet, because I haven't beat it yet. There might be, when you beat an adventure, it might give you some more objectives, or you could go back and try and do it without anyone dying, or some of those things. And then here, the reward, there would be some other rewards, but the main reward for completing this place is this crazy item, is a level 20, 2 major power token weapon, epic divine weapon. And it's got some everything before the expansion is pretty D&D-ish. There weren't any radiation bombs before the expansion. So, I'm not going to waste your time looking at that. I gotta show you the game. But I'm sure that's a crazy strong item. Initializing BM-DOS, loaded dm.exe, go sub 285, press any key to continue. Because the storyline thing when you start up the expansion is that there's now a new advanced computer AI to replace the Dungeon Master. So you don't have to have the arbitrary decisions anymore. Now everything will be run properly as it was intended.
I am CardHunter.
Welcome, insert name here, to the world of CardHunter. CardHunter is a registered trademark of Blue Manchu. You are standing in front of a metallic wall. A doorway is cut into it, leading into darkness. Please input your instructions. Then there's like flavor text, and is there flavor text for the module, the supposed adventure module they're playing? They have a lot of fun with that. Let's get in there, though. We want to get in and start a battle. So we've got our battle. Release me from my pain, or I will release you from yours, groans the strange humanoid. So here, my characters have each drawn up to their hand limits to start with. And first thing is, I don't have a choice. This is a trait, so I have to play it first. But still, it makes you play it just so you know what you're getting on. So I could check, and that card is attached to her temporarily. It's got a duration of 2. While it's on, she adds 1 damage to any electrical attack, and subtracts 2 from block rolls against arcane attacks. Okay, yeah, it makes her spells better. Select spells, which hopefully I've customized my character to use. And when you play a trait, you immediately redraw it. So even if you have like one of those bad traits that was a disadvantage in a weapon, it doesn't cost you one of your cards as well. It just does whatever it says. So she has some powerful long-range attacks because she is, of course, a mage. I've got to get my dwarf moving. Well, he is not going to go very far, which is probably unsurprising because he's a dwarf. But he's going to start off for a walk, and we're going to see what the enemies do. Then you go back and forth. You take turns. Now, I believe the way it works... Yeah, okay. See, this guy's got a star because there are... Yeah, just because there are 3 of them, so I can't just see the health total on the bar. And when I highlight it, it shows off which ones they are. So they're all using this shared card pool. They each get to act once every round, but they're all using cards from the same pool. Whereas this guy is alone, so he's got his own pool. He only has those 3 cards. Makes a big difference if I was using something to make an opponent discard cards, because they have that, because it's CCG based. But anyway, my dwarf is not going to get in range of anything anytime soon. That guy has not quite moved in range of her Mighty Spark. She could Forgetfulness him, though. He doesn't have that many cards. It might be worth it. Or I could have my priest leadership. That could be really good. We'll see. I'm gonna toss Martyr's Blessing on my dwarf.
I'm sorry.
What the? So whenever there's, I've got it set whenever there's a new card that I haven't seen before to pause. That's why my cards are going by fast, because I theoretically know what they all do. This a shotgun slug. It does 8 damage, which is a fair amount, although at this level I guess there are going to be a lot more big attacks. Range 6, that is a pretty darn powerful attack. Okay. My dwarf had an armor card which tried to block it, but it failed. A lot of the defensive cards go away after they succeed, and they have a die roll to see if they work. So Center is probably going to cause problems if he can do a lot of stuff like that. So my dwarf took a bunch of damage. He has a lot more hit points than the other classes, unsurprisingly. Okay, that guy's used one of his cards. I'm going to Forgetfulness him. So he has to discard his oldest 2 magic cards. He might not have any magic cards. And he doesn't. So, boo. Now we've got some targets in range. Hello. Right. So I'm going to have my dwarf. This is a spear attack. It's got range 2. It ignores any armor that doesn't make the target totally immune to attack. So if their armor is less than 4. Okay, so I hit that guy, but they have some weird card here. When you take damage, create a new card that grants you immunity to the damage type and attach it to your self keep. Okay, so every time you hit them with an attack, these guys, like the Borg, they adapt to it. So he's no longer going to be vulnerable to piercing damage. Oh, that sucks.
Help me!
Yeah, any cards that they've used are revealed to me, so I can see they have 2 copies of adaptable there. That thing sticks around. Wow. So, and wait, because they're on a shared card pool, that means all the brutes are immune to piercing, right? Oh no, okay, good. I was really worried there. So the individual brute gets this thing attached, and it only lasts for 2 rounds, so it's not ridiculous. But that's still very dangerous. Alright, see, he used, oh, this is slashing. So, okay, he could do that. Sure, why not? Let's, dancing cut my way up there and slash him. And you see he gets this adaptable immunity to slashing.
I'm sorry!
Did he say I'm sorry as he whacked me? Now my dwarf just got a blind rage. I guess whatever just hit him caused him to cycle a card or something? I don't know. Anyway, this is a trait, so I've got to play it right away. And it's going to give him Melee Frenzy 2, so all his melee attacks do +2 damage. But at the start of each round, he takes 3 psychic magic damage for each attack card in his hand. So he has to play all his attacks, I guess. He's got another copy of that. I don't know if they stack. Doesn't look like it. And then he got Sprint, which is a very fast movement card. Of course, he has no attacks to use with it, but you could try that. Let's start blowing up these guys. She can target him. It's going to auto-target because he's the only one in range. I'm wondering if I should be blowing up the mutant gunner, though. Well, if I blow up one of these guys, I think they get fewer cards. Should probably help. They can each only do like 1 attack, I think. I think they can each only do 1 attack and 1 move. I could be wrong. But with my Spark Conductor, that did a lot of electrical damage. Violent Spin, so that's got movement, and it would push away anyone next to him. There's no one. So yeah, he's adapted to electrical. That's okay. Big Zap is Arcane, so I could still use that on him. I probably shouldn't be spreading my damage. I probably should have moved up first and been blowing away this guy so we could get rid of him. He only has 17 left. I couldn't quite have killed him, but could have done a lot. Alright, I guess I will move her up. I don't really want to get in range of those guys. I guess I'll just move to here. Radioactive Pulse. Affects all characters within 3 squares, including yourself. Discard a random card from each character's hand, and then create a random handicap card and put it in their hand. Free action. So that's, Oh, that's why he was drawing cards. Is because I gave him that thing that whenever he gets hit by an enemy, he draws a card. Okay, so they just all became immune to radiation because that's how they work. He got his loner drawback. Take 2 psychic damage for each character within 2 squares. Damage. Oh, that sucks. And she just got drained battery again from that radiation. Discard all laser cards. Mandatory action. Cantrip. Okay, that did nothing at all. So he's got the dwarf has a bunch of attacks. They're not going to do any damage to this guy though, because he's immune to piercing right now. I can use them because that would get him out of crazy crap range. I could also try and leadership and get some different stuff, but he's just going to get more like piercing attacks. He's like all piercing all the time, pretty much. I'm going to move her up. Wait. Allies within 3 squares. Can I cancel this spell? This move? I don't think I can cancel that movement now that I played it. So it's not really helping. Whatever.
I'm sorry.
So they have some drawbacks. They appear to be kicking my butt. I'm just gonna note that, but I'm gonna trigger a healing pulse. Okay, I've officially lost track of what's going on to some degree. They're getting all kinds of like immunities from taking damage from traits and things like that. So he's adapted to electrical and radiation. He's just adapted to radiation. He's adapted to piercing and slashing. He's in melee range of her, which is horrible. My characters are all mostly dead. She's got this slowed thing. Can she just use it to move away? That's a move of 0. It can be used to turn. Okay, Cardatron has passed. Good stuff. This is also piercing. When you take damage, add 3 to that damage. Oh, he got this disadvantage card. It's an attack. It's a strong attack. He takes okay, I'm going to use these lunge thrusts just to move him. He's going to take the psychic damage from that loner thing anyway, unless I move him all the way up to here. Okay, so done that move. I don't want to move him up to there, though. I want to move over here because he can beat on this guy. Or no, they're both piercing. I have to hit 2 different guys. I'm so screwed anyway. I'm going to go here so I can hit 2 different guys. Although they'll become immune to piercing for like 2 turns. It's not worth it for the extra like 3 damage. I'm going to use this one to move and then hit done. And then I have to use the other one so he doesn't take his berserk damage.
I'm sorry.
What the?
My ancestors.
What even killed him? Oh, it counterattacked with a strong bludgeon. So it killed him. This is not going especially well. Pass. Actually, now that I only have 1 ally, I'm just gonna play the leadership and it does nothing, so that I redraw a card in its place. Oh no, we only draw 2 per round, so I guess that didn't even help. Awesome. I have just been completely mutilated by this fight. It is not even close. I don't know if I need a better strategy for dealing with them or something, or if I just got a bad draw, but wow, these guys seem super dangerous to me. Powerful bash. This guy's got how many hit points? 17. Am I even gonna get to kill one of these guys? He is not yet adapted to arcane. So between the 2 of my guys, they can probably kill him. Flank move. If you don't end this move adjacent to an enemy, card gains. No, I didn't mean to play it. I was looking at. It would be a free action if I didn't end facing an enemy, but I'm going to end next to an enemy, but I'm going to end next to an enemy, so it doesn't help. Wow, that was a cone. This is apocalyptic. Blast this guy before you die. I'm gonna kill one of them, damn it. that attack did 1 damage to herself, so she actually did like kill herself. And powerful bash to destroy this guy.
My enemy.
That guy's down to 1 from their own like crazy self-damaging stuff. This can't be played on yourself, can it? Nope. They say I'm sorry because they're always hurting themselves. Okay, so attach this card to yourself. Duration 2. When you take slashing damage, add 3 to that damage. Awesome. What? It makes sense. Sapping Spear. For each point of damage this attack does, heals 1. Like, I'm not even 100% sure why I'm drawing cards continuously. From, like, the radiation or something? I don't even know. But I can't hit either of those guys right now, because they are not in line of sight due to the wall. So, in my turn there, his battery explodes. Wow, he had laser cards or something. Okay, end round. I don't think my priest can come back from this solo, even though they have actually hurt themselves way more than I expected, so it was a little bit closer fight. This thing is bad. It is an attack, though. If I'm close enough to an enemy, I can actually unload it on them. This can... Has he taken bludgeoning damage? No, he hasn't. I can explode him in 1 shot with this. Or either of them, actually. But they've got to come within range 1. I can get within range 2 of the gunner, in which case I can, like, Sapping Spear him, but... Has he already passed? He passed. Like, I could end the round now, but I have these good cards. It's just I gotta... I'm still gonna get mauled. Okay. I don't want to... Yeah. Yes, it's a run. Why are you going so slow? Okay, it's getting reduced in speed because of that miasma crap. That's okay. He moved there. I'm okay with being out of line of sight of the gunner. This guy, I'm going to hit... I'd like to Mighty Spear him, but I'm not close enough. I thought he was going to move up. I'm going to sap him. Drain some... What is going on with this radiation? Demonic Revenge. You take 4 unpreventable, unholy damage. I have 4 hit points. Screw you, game. Okay. Well, that was fun. Do I want to replay that one or show off another one? We're going to try and replay that. Probably an error. I am not changing my equipment. I don't know my equipment well enough because I haven't played this in a long time. Come on. My guys, I thought, were pretty well equipped for their level, and this is level 18, so... Really have to be very worried about these enemies, though. Okay, he's got his Impaler trait, which has lasts for 3 rounds, gives +1 damage to all his penetrating attacks, of which he has many. Places that card. Accelerated Thought, attach it to the target. At the start of each round, the target draws a card. So this does damage to one of my guys, but then they will draw cards. Boiling Armor is pretty good. The Forgetfulness, no, we're not in range of anything. This, okay, if you don't end this... if I move and I'm not next to someone, then I can play another move right away. I think it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to play that and move up to here. And I get another action immediately, and I am going to Forgetfulness this guy. See if any of his cards count as magic. No, none of his junk counts as magic. That is awesome. In that I mean it sucks. Stupid future bullshit, guys. The hell. I'm going to Boiling Armor these guys, though. The blowing up an armor from them can potentially affect all of them. Okay, this is a horrible position. We do not want her anywhere near being in melee range with so many guys. She's already expended all her junk for now. She is going to dash the hell into cover. Okay, the gunner's coming for her. He's not happy with my, like, blowing up stuff. Alright, Dwarfy McGee. You're going to march forward and start stabbing things, I guess. Although, I don't know if these... I wasn't watching the range on their attacks. If a lot of their attacks have range 1, I could actually take advantage of the fact that a lot of mine have range 2. And move up to there, because he can stab both of those guys with his spears. No, their guy moved up anyway. Lunging bite thing. Okay. Oh, she's got the death move. Maybe I can take this guy out. Stab him for 8. They don't have their mutation thing, or they don't have their adaptation thing this first round. Okay. That changes the math. We've got to take these guys out, because that means he can still be stabbing this guy. Stab him for 4. Ow, she got shotgunned. That's not good. But we're going to ignore that for this moment. We're going to run up. Okay, seriously, game, why are you going so slow? I'm going to run up and annihilate this guy with my mighty atomic death blow. You notice we killed him, we got a star. This is their victory points, so you don't actually have to kill everything every battle. In this case, we need 4 stars to win, and I got 1 from killing a guy. I guess there are only 4 guys, so I guess we need to kill everything to win. But sometimes there are other sources of victory points. We're going to accelerate those, attach to the target at the start of each round. They draw a card. Okay, we're going to do this to ourself, I think, because it does damage. But now she can use her zapping spear attack, which does a piddly 2 damage, but it also heals her for 2, getting back those hit points. And then we are going to move this guy up and stab him while we can. That's a penetrating attack, so we've got a bonus there. And we're going to end our turn and hope that our mage does not get exploded, because mages are very fragile. Okay, so she gets a free extra card. So this is a trait. When you play a heal card, add 1 to the amount healed. That's pretty good. Of course, you play a trait, you redraw something. My mage has her spark generator trait, which adds 2 to electrical attacks and makes her arcane attacks harder to block significantly. Like, it's very powerful. Very big trouble in Little China. Just got skip. When targeted by an enemy attack from the front, move 1. I wonder if that means I can move into cover and not get hit by the attack. I mean, it's only a 50-50 chance to trigger, because it's on a roll of 4 or more. I could also spend this card to just move. I think it gets spent either way. But... team heal. Heal 3 to yourself and each ally. It's okay. Discard all enemy cards and all of your handicap cards to test... Oh, wow, that is fantastic. I forgot I had that. She's got the officer harness. This is cool. It's armor that you keep, so most armor and block things are discarded as soon as they successfully work. This one is only worth 1 point of armor, but reduces damage by 1. But it's got a 50-50 chance, and it doesn't go away. But this one also doesn't count against your hand limit. Sweet. What am I going to do to destroy these guys? They probably have their adaptation thing by now, but still, we're going to strong bash this guy. 8 bludgeoning. They are adaptable now. Okay. Take me back for a lot, although my armor prevented some of it. Bungled Bolt is pretty sad. It's got good range, but it's only 3 damage, and it does 1 damage to yourself. It's just not good. I just don't have enough attacks this round, unfortunately. That can happen. You're not drawing very many cards. Do I want a team heal, or do I want to move my dwarf somehow? This is discard all enemy cards and all of your handicaps. That's going to be super on the target character. Okay, we'll have to see if I want to use that. But I think she is going to move away from the gun guy, even though it's possible that he's then going to move over there and shotgun us, with a cone, which would be bad. I'm going to crap bolt this guy. Plunging bite. Okay, he prevented most of it with armor, which is fine. And then we're going to team heal. That's not bad with the trait giving us +1. Things are going. I have the animation set fairly fast. You can slow them down a lot. There are all kinds of things you can change to deal with it better. This is going a lot better though since we killed one of them, and this guy is very adapted to things. He's adapted to crushing, arcane, and piercing. If we could hit him with something else, he would die though. He's got 2 hit points. Unfortunately, we've got nothing else. I think I'm going to purge him though and get rid of all those adaptations anyway, because they last a couple rounds. And so the adaptation thing itself stays in their hand. It's not attached. It's just like my armor that stays in the hand. But that worked out okay. My opponent passed. I am also going to pass because my guys can each draw 2 cards. If you have more than 2 cards, you have to discard any extras. But okay, radioactive pump. We blocked it. Okay, he killed his own man, which is but now we have all these negative traits and stuff. So first off, I've got a positive trait here. At the start of each round, I move 3, ignoring terrain, ignoring encumber. Not a big deal, but we get to draw something else to replace it. And from the radiation, she's got Loner, so she's going to take damage if she ends her turn near any of my allies. Oh, that triggered right away. She's got Hover, which lets her ignore terrain other than blocking terrain. There is difficult terrain in this game. There's all kinds of stuff. And Dwarf has Trip. Attach this card to yourself and halt. Target may not play move cards. If target moves itself, reduce its move points to 0. Duration 1. So he just can't move this turn at all. He has 2 copies of this, which is probably not from the mutation. It's probably from one of my items. It's Backbiting Strike. It looks like a disadvantage card. It's actually just a normal attack. And it does 4 damage, but it does 3 damage to himself. Not great. That one's Double-Edged Sword. He has a bunch of those, but he has good attacks otherwise. You are very badly hurt. We are going to limited heal the mage in hopes that she does not explode. Excellent. Superstitious. Attach this card to yourself. Duration 2. When any other character dies, you must discard your hand. If I kill this last guy... He has that? Oh, if I kill the other guy, he would discard his hand. That's not helping me as much. He is drawing fewer cards now. They were drawing 6 per turn when there were 3 of them. It's 2 for each one, I guess. But he still has a big hand of cards left. And I don't know if he's still adaptable or not. Probably. Whatever, let's start killing him. I'd like to kill the gunner, but I don't know. I probably should have played this Martyr's Blessing earlier. Oh, my dwarf is so beat up. I'm going to Martyr's Blessing him anyway in case he takes more hits, so at least I'll draw some cards. Shotgun, bad. He can't use his Backbiting Strikes now. He will actually kill himself. Well, it's slashing damage. He might not kill himself. His armor might save him, but it's really sad. So much, like, badness going on. Now, this guy's taken damage and he hasn't. I'm not going to care about that superstition thing. I'm just going to try and blow him the hell up. Takes 9 damage because my trade... Oh, my opponent's passing. You know, Bungled Bolt him, which will do a lot. Well, it does. It will not do a lot. It'll do 3, but that's a large percentage of hit points. She takes the 1 because it does 1 damage to yourself. Okay. Grimboot here, my dwarf, is going to try... He's going to kill this guy. This guy has no adaptations or anything. He will die from the Backbiting Strike, unless he has armor that I don't know about. And then my dwarf will also die, unless he can roll a 3 or higher for his hardy male, or a 4 or higher for his not-so-hardy regular male. But I don't have any heals or anything, so that's like my options here. He dies. Fail. Succeed! Technically still alive. And the dwarf can't move, because he's immobilized. But the others can. So I'm going to move up my mage, because she actually does have some shorter range cards. I better move her someplace where she's not in line of sight, though. Because he still has a load of cards. Some of them are probably short range. That's probably why he hasn't used them yet. I gotta not move anyone next to her, because she has that loner thing, right? Or did that go away? I'm not seeing it. Maybe her loner went away. Okay. In which case, I want to move up next to her. Okay, we'll pass. Dwarf has to discard a million cards. Pitch the Backbiter Strike because your hit points are low, and Walk is bad, although we're going to need a bunch of movement to get him anywhere, so I am going to pitch the regular mail. Select the card. Okay. Oh, right, she gets her free move from Slippery. Unfortunately, I don't know what cards I have yet, so that's interesting, not necessarily the good kind of interesting. I'm going to move her up to there anyway. Extra card from Accelerate. Radiation is still going on. Gotta read that card better at some point. That's craziness. Oh, this guy has adaptation now. Yeah, okay, so she's got Sparking there. So she has... I guess her other one went away. She's got another hover, which does nothing. But, sure. Cold Snap. Oh, that thing's pretty good. Dissolve Armor. Interesting. Arcane Feedback. It's an attack that does at the start of each round, take 1 point of arcane damage. But you can get rid of it by doing a 1 damage attack as long as you're within 4 of an enemy. This came from the Radioactive Pulse. That's why I don't know it. Okay. Leadership with this number of cards, pretty crazy. You gotta blow up that guy, though. I'm gonna start by moving up the Dwarf. I only have one opponent. Because there's only one of him, I'm pretty sure he can use as many attacks as he...
Curse you!
Crap. Would have been really nice if that hadn't happened. Yeah. You can right-click on the terrain and see. This is blocking terrain. Blocks sight. This costs 1 move to enter. Doesn't block sight. But, okay, so I gotta kill him without that. I've still got leadership. I could change some of my cards on her, but, she's at 3 hit points. Oh, man. I'm just gonna have to move up. See if I can shot. Missile block didn't trigger. That did. Just took some damage. Not great. I'm hoping to use up his attacks, honestly. Let's leadership. Why not? I've got to keep 1 move on her, but... Oh, I can see what he's got left. He has no attacks left. He's used all his... Oh, that's different. Okay, hold on. We're going to move up. Facing can matter for some things, not for most. I am going to Cold Snap his ass. So he's going to adapt to cold, but I don't have many cold attacks. He tried to run, but he couldn't because it slowed him down too much. Okay, I've got a Dissolve Armor, which is cool, but I know he doesn't have any armor cards. The Arcane Feedback is junk. I'm going to Leadership. Right? That's my priest playing that. It lets my mage discard up to 2 cards. Well, I'm going to pitch both of those, including the drawback card, and get like real cards. I got like my other cold attack. That's not going to help so much since my opponent is immune. Flanking move, which is awesome, but also not going to help so much. Okay then. She's going to have to discard some cards or something. Or, well, 1 card anyway. I'm going to move her up to him. She has a lot more hit points. I'm hoping she can take the damage. I'm going to stay on his side, so hopefully he's facing away. And... the rules... You draw... When it's drawing you cards, because it's a computer game, it can rig it a little bit. It's rigged to always draw you a minimum of 1 movement card per turn. So, first thing it does when you draw your cards is it draws you 1 movement card from your deck, and then it draws the other cards. You can get more movement cards. If you have more movement cards in your deck, you might get more. But you always get a minimum of 1 movement card. It might not be useful. You can have movement cards that don't move you and stuff, but... I'm going to use the flank move to get the hell get out of his range, hopefully. Because I know that I will get at least 1 move card next turn. So I'm done. Oh, man. Passed. Oh yeah, she's got the free move from Slippery too. I shouldn't have spent that other thing because that other thing is awesome. I forgot I had this. She's gonna stay in place and rotate. Okay. Greater Heal. I do have line of sight of her. I'm far enough from this cover that I can see her. Or I could dancing cut this guy and try and hurt him, but no, I really... What does this do again? All non-elf enemies reveal their hands. Draw a card. That's cool, but it would take my action. No. First step is heal the crap out of her. That is a big heal. It's very important. Okay, so he still doesn't have line of sight on her, unless he has some weird AoE. He's adapted to cold, so these cold spells are not especially useful, unfortunately. I'm going to reveal his hand. So he has Shotgun Slug, that's very damaging, range 6 attack, and another copy of Shotgun Slug. Okay. Well then. I'm going to cut him. Oh, I've got all ice attacks. I have almost all of my cold cards, unfortunately. She's going to stay in place. Turn to face him, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, you hit from behind, they can't block. Bonus. And when you hit an enemy, they turn to face you. But, oh, he passed? With those 2 shotgun blasts? Screw that, I'm passing too. My hand is garbage. His cold thing should actually go away, I believe. It's got, 1 round left. So he should lose his immunity to cold, but I can pitch one of these. These are low damage attacks. I just want to blow him up. So I'll pitch the low damage ones. And she's going to pitch 1 run, and she gets to keep the 3rd card because the officer harness doesn't count. Alright. Slippery. Again, I don't know what stuff I'm going to have. I don't know who goes first. I have 11 hit points. She can probably survive stuff. So I am going to move her here. Because she's within range 2, which is like her shortest range spells. And she's within range of the cleric if the cleric can heal her. He moves up to her, but that was his turn. Can't see all his cards. Team heal, that's not worth it. Oh, but you know what is worth it? This guy is adapted to slashing. He's not adapted to 13-point crushing attack.
Thank you.
Die. I win. The fact that I lost a guy doesn't matter because he will come back for the next map.
Encounter complete.
You examine the strange creatures. They are neither undead nor goblin folk, but some bizarre new aberration. No kidding. There's flavor text. You can pause if you want to see that. I'm going to continue or continue.
Yes.
Yes. This is the future of entertainment. This is role-playing as I have always wished it to be. Here, GM's older brother, I think his name is Gary. He is one of those guys. So loot, we got a chest, and here's where, if you had the subscription, if you're paying, like, you will always get 1 bonus item of the highest rarity of any of the items found in a chest. So we're going to get a random stuff in the chest. The best one is uncommon, so there would be an extra uncommon item. I don't get it, it's under plastic, because I don't have an active subscription. This is a sell item for 10 gold. You just drag it there and sell it. And Death Touch Maul, a level 18 common... It's a common level 18 weapon that still takes 2 major power tokens. Craziness. It's a 3 damage attack. Increases damage by 2 for each card in the target's hand. So it's probably more like a 7 damage attack or higher most of the time. If that... Oh my god. This might insta-kill those minion types, right? When they're like 3 guys and their cards are all pooled. This could like obliterate them, probably. That could be like an insane amount of damage. Touch of Death. This card does damage. Increases damage by 2 for each card. Okay. So this is the same thing. It has lower base damage. Base damage is 0, actually. But it ignores most armor. 2 of those. Boosted Heal. This is a heal of 6. It's only range 1, so you gotta walk up and touch them. And if you take damage, and you roll a die on a 5 or higher, you heal yourself 3, and it stays in your hand until you actually cast it. That is a pretty powerful card, even though I don't like the range 1 heals. And just a regular... That is an awesome weapon. Wow. So, take. Now, I should probably be going, but let's compare it to the weapons she has. So, this one is 2 power tokens, so I could just swap this out. And this one has those 2 13 damage attacks. It has this 7 damage piercing attack, which is a different damage type, which apparently matters more now. It already mattered, but those adaptation things are obnoxious. And then, but it has the drawback that as long as it's in your hand, you take 3 extra damage if something hits you. Then there's another powerful bludgeoning attack. Then the healing raise heals 6 to up to 2 targets. And the purge. That is a pretty fantastic weapon, too. This one also has really good damage dealing and really good healing, but I think I will stick with those 13 damage hits are good. I think I'll stick with that. So anyway, a tinny voice echoes from the ether. Strangers, beware the camera. Should it see you, the host will be alerted. In this adventure, the all-seeing eye.
What?
Camera? Whoa, is this about time travel? Or is Cardatron running the wrong program?
Ugh.
Wrong program? Cardatron is as likely to make a mistake as you are to dance in the Bolshoi Ballet. Anyway, this is a really fun game. I wish I had more time to play it, but really, I've got to get back to work on these videos. If you want to see more of this, hit the like button. And check out Tales from My D&D Campaign on youtube.com/Demonac.